Alrighty then, welcome back everybody, welcome back to the drawing. So, let me just see if this actually works. I came to the realization that, yeah, I thought so too. Alright, so it's a black screen? Really? A black screen. Of all things considered, it is actually a black screen on the receiving end. That is terrible. Not gonna lie, I am just gonna be double checking this on my own YouTube channel because clearly I cannot see my own shit. Fucking YouTube previews sometimes, man. Oh, now it is working. Oh, okay. So it took you almost an age to do it. All right, good. All right. Well, congratulations, me. YouTube just has a lot of delay in things. All right. So no further ado, let's get started. So what I need to do is make watermelons. That's what I'm aiming for, at least. So let's no further ado, let's get this started. So, and why do I need to make watermelons? Well, it's mainly because I need to fill up this drawing and then get ourselves the things that I need to do. Well, get ourselves the things. So as you can see, this is how watermelons look like. So it's one line and then 2 or 3 colors with dark blue and okay. So we're gonna be using that color effect, honestly. So let's just see if I can get that right. So let's see if I can get that right. So like that. Let me double check here. So it's a one line and then, yeah, it's... Then, of course, we need to make sure that we have that perfectly shaped. There we go. All right, now we have one bit done. Now with that said, I can actually look at it and then see if it actually works out. Yes, all right. So if I have that, I can actually add in. Like something like that. Yeah, but I need to do this on a different layer. So if I have that, I can then actually add in. Like that. All right. So now we have the first bit done. Now we need to get the second bit done, but that should be then the first bit of it. Now let's see if I can get the right colors for this. So what kind of colors do I need? I need those colors, but I don't have them normally, so I technically could go for here. And then see if I can get that right. So let's just first make sure that we have that color right here on the other side. All right, now we have the light color, and then we need to get another color which is then very bland. All right. Something like this, yes, and then after that it's gonna be dark, and then it's gonna be dark orange or dark green. With that said, I actually need to make sure that I have this better up and running. Now, with that, I need to now have the nice looking orange. So I think this this red would actually work pretty well here. Yeah, it does. All right, cool. And just like that, we actually have the first bit. Now we need to make sure that we have that nice looking. With that said, I actually have, I think, what I need. Let's see. We can technically make that happen again. So let's just pick this up. But no, I think this is actually better. And then of course add in the darker, but not fully dark. With that said, I can actually now move this one again. And now we need to make sure that we have that green better drawn in. That means I need to now make sure that I have that. Well, I could technically go for this. It's missing something. It is. Those pits, those ones need to be gone. And let me just see if I can get this right. So with this set, I actually have the main version of it. Now we need to get that line work done for those little things. Like that. Yes. All right. Nope. Come on. Then we now need to add in the other version of it. What the? Really. Alright, so now we have this, which means that we now actually have something to work with. It's not fully working, it is very, very basic, but it is something to work with. So now let's see if we can actually make it better. By creating the effects that needed to create this lovely little watermelon. All right, now we're going to be also adding in some more light effects. Does that work? Or do watermelons don't have that? No, they do not. Yes, adding light to it. Adding light to the basics would actually work. Although I need to make sure that if I do this, I need to make it look delicious. All right. There we go. Now we have a nice looking watermelon. Although the seeds are not fully correctly placed, but I will get that. Ah, close. There we go. And now we have actually a tasty watermelon there. Finally, we have something. Now, with that said, we can actually now move on to the next bit, which is actually the hardest bit, which is the watermelon itself. So we have actually now the first bit, which is this one. Which we can use later down the line if we want to again, but no, we're going to be using it for, things, but we can actually move it around if we want. We actually can implement it here if we want to, but that would make it nonsensical. I think having it here would actually be better. And then, of course, now we need to add in the watermelon itself. So let's see if I can do this. So we have the watermelon, which is this big bad boy. With that said, I need to add the watermelon to the perspective, which means we can actually go here and make it more round. I am absolutely terrible at drawing straight bubbles, but this should work. So now that we have the big giant melon, we can now actually get ourselves the things that we need to add to the melon, which means we have a nice little nice little dot to it as well. With then, of course, nice little flowers, which means we can actually do and the flowers, yeah, all right, cool. So now we have the main baseline for the melon. We have actually the main baseline for the melon. It's not great, but you know, we can actually improve it even, I think. It needs to be a little more thicker. Alright, that should be enough of a circle. Then again, making sure that that stump is there. Alright, now we're gonna save it just in case, otherwise I'm gonna be maybe losing my progress here. So, with that said, it's saved. Do we want to turn this around a bit more? No, I think I will keep it like this. So now we need to look at what we have. Well, that means I need to now make sure that I have this right. So now I need to make line work. Let's do that on red. So we have this. So we want to create an arc. Something like that. So with that said, we have an arc here, we have an arc there, we have an arc there, and we have an arc there and there. Now, with that said, we can actually add in the effects on it. So let's see if we can do this. Now we have done that, we can actually also add then here, line, and one here on that sideline. So now we have that. Now that we have done that, we have now technically made what we need. Now we need to add in the light and green colors. So now we need to have that light and dark color again back. So let's use that as line work for it. So now we have actually a way of doing things. Now with that said, I can actually get ourselves towards where I want to be with this. So let's do that as well. And now we're gonna go here and get ourselves... Oh, hold on a sec. And this should work. Now with that said, I can actually get ourselves towards where I want to be with this. So let's do that as well. And now we're gonna go here and get ourselves... Oh, hold on a sec. There we go. I'm back. And this should work. Yep, that works. All right. So with that said, I can actually now go back to where I want to be with this. So if I'm correct, this is like a very rough sketch idea of it, but let's implement these lines and then see if that actually works properly. And then with that said, I can actually get ourselves towards the watermelon effect that I want. So first things first, we want to go here. Now, let's see. Since we are now here with this all, I can then get ourselves towards the other side. I need to double check after like, you know, I'm drawing halfway because of the things. There. Bleh. So I need to do that anyway. There we go. And that one's settled as well. Now I should be able to see what I need, right? Yeah, now we have that coloring done. and hopefully get towards where I want to be. But yeah, let's first see if the mic is actually now fixed. I'm drawing halfway because of the things. Yep, it is. All right, now, since that we're done with this old thing, we can now actually move towards the second bit, which is that we need to add in a color variation on the green. So let's do that first. Color variation on the green, which means that we need to get ourselves a little bit more darker color here and there, but not much. So like this, I think. Yeah, like that. There we go. Now we need to add in a lighter color as well. Oh, that's a little bit too much. All right, now we have done that. We can now actually get this one and then do the same. So we want to go for a darker color. And then we want to go for a lighter color. And this way we actually can create texture while not hurting the rest of it all. I could also go for a little bit more lighter color. No, wider is better. All right, so now we have the main basics of it all. Now we need to add some more stuff to it. So as with this one, we actually want to create something like a nice little vague towards it. So by doing, I believe this should actually work. And then of course, darker colors on this one. I can't, all right. Lighter colors maybe? No, this is better. And by doing this, we actually create a cool little bit of an effect towards it. Now we're going to add a little bit of more lighter color effect to it as well. And now we have done that, we can now actually add in the darker color, the shading. No, that's too much. That's too extreme. All right, let's do this again. Now we have done that. We actually have what I need. Good. And that should give us the right amount. Right? That should give us the right amount, right? Yeah, that looks juicy. That looks juicy and sparkling. I like it. All right. Now we need to just add in the leaves itself, and then we should be fine. Always make sure that you are doing it on the baseline of it all. So with this idea, you actually can, with this idea, you actually always make sure that you separate the colors from each other, but always make sure that they always come back somewhere. This time I'm choosing the leaves because, well, the leaves is easier to handle anyway. And then of course you add in a lighter color. And then you add a stump I mean, that is this one, like so. Yep. And then what you do is actually add in the nice little look on top of it, and then you add a darker color to it as well. There you go. And now you have a watermelon. Now with that said, I need to actually add in a shade on the bottom side of it, because, well, you know, we do need to add a shade to it. So let's just make a shade. And now you can see that there are some mistakes, and then they need to be erased. With that said, we actually now have ourselves a shade. And now what we need to do is actually create a shadow for the shading. So let's see. Yeah, that will work. All right, so now we have the shade of the watermelon. And with that said, Let's see. Now that we have the watermelon itself, we have the shading for it itself, we have the melon slice with it. We need to now go for ocean blue. So, with that said, I actually wanted to go for a little bit of a more of an effect towards it. So I want to add here. I want to add something new to it because we want to add some effects to it as well. So like this, yeah, that will work. That will work just fine. All right. Now we need to make sure that this is on this side. So that is going to be below, not above that, but below this, yes. And then of course we're going to add in the blue again to this part. There you go. And then of course we need to add in some stuff. A nice little bit of a shark attack. Never hurts anybody. And now we have ocean blue, which is quite nice. Yep. So with that said, we now actually have what we need. Now we have actually everything that we want. Now we need to add in the icons because, well, you know, we want to press the icons and then you want to press the icons on the menu screen to see what you want. So let's see. So now we have that, and now we need to have the icons. So let's see if we can find any good combos. Popular melon combos for drinks. There you go. Popular melon cocktails. I guess that's the word that I'm looking for. No. We're not gonna go for cocktails. We're gonna go for popular watermelon combos. Melon fruit combos. Let's see. Popular melon fruit combos. All right, what kind of combos do we get? Yes, let's go for that instead. Fuck it. All right. We're gonna go for the ultimate flavor of pairing of shots. We're gonna be using a shot to see what kind of things we have. So we need to go for melon, the M. Jesus, there is so fucking much. There is no melon. Dear God. All right. Easy mode. Melon. Blackberry. All right. So we have blackberry. We have watermelon. We have and blueberries. Cherry and cucumber, grapefruit. Ugh. Lemon. All right. Sour lemon taste. All right. But we need to have something that is actually quite cool. So I think we're gonna go for the blueberry version. Oh, strawberry melon is actually one. All right, cool. So now we need to create an image, a pictogram, as they always say. So let's first design the image. Let's first design the bar itself. So let's first design this itself. And then of course the do I want it like that, or do I want to create the image itself? I can technically move this upwards, but then again it will not fit. Well, we're going to be first creating this blueberry, the strawberry version, so we want to go for ooh, I think pineapple with melon would taste actually quite good. Pineapple with melon. So I think I will go for pineapple here. It's not strawberry, but it's pineapple. And I cannot draw strawberries, I think. That's a little bit too difficult to do. So pineapple is instead. So we have this, that. Now we need to get ourselves a coloring up and running. So we're going to be going for the yellow effect, because, well, we're dealing with pineapple. So it's going to be orange. Then we're going to be adding a little bit of a light blue to it, a light blue tone to it. So let's go with that. And a little bit more is like that. And then, of course, a very dark color on the bottom side. There you go. Now we need to get orange itself. So that is that one. And then, of course, green. Now with the orange, we need to get ourselves a light orange as well. And then some dark orange on the bottom side. Now with the green, we need a light green. And there we go. Now we actually have ourselves well, we could technically do it like that. I think that would actually be allowed, right? If we do it like that, it actually could actually work. So, because if we do it like that, we actually have ourselves, you know, a nice looking drawing, and it would then actually be very easily to do this as well. Oh, come on. So with that said, I can then actually go here and deal with that part by grabbing that again. now that we have done that, we can actually get this bit done. Yes. All right, now we have that. That means that we now actually are good to go, I think. And now we have added in that. I hope it actually works pretty well. I think it is. Right, now we have that, right? We have now actually a very well-known pineapple, and we cannot type it down, I believe, but bear with me, this is the hardest part of it all. We need to figure it out if we can actually type it down. If not, then well, we're going to keep it like this, and then we're just going to be using it as a selection screen. So let's see, pineapple, melon, pineapple. Melon, pineapple. Melon, pineapple. Let's see that. Now we need to go for 6. We're not going to go for that. We need to go for the same one we're actually already using. So that one. Oh, geez. There you go. Melon, pineapple. Well, it's not going to be 5, that's for sure. I think we need to go for 3 even. No. 3. Can I go to 3? No. Okay, fine. We're gonna go for 6 and see if we can actually move it down a bit on the side. So let's merge it with the layer below. So it's a paint layer, and then we need to move. So melon, pineapple. Does that suit the eye? Let's see, does that suit the eye? No, it does not. Alright, so it's a no bueno. Got it, so we're gonna go for doodly text and then use that, and then we're gonna be clicking on, and then we need to put a clicking on it so that it actually shows the text when you press on it. Alright, so let's do that then. So let's do that. Yeah, we can actually do that pretty easily. Where's that stupid thing that I'm creating? There it is. All right, let's first make sure that this is a group so I don't get screwed over. Make it into a group. Then press this, then press that, and press this, and then press that, and that, and that. All right. Now we have everything into a group. Good. Now I need to make sure that I have that stupid part done as well. First dark, yes it is. Do I want it like that? No. Ooh. I can actually do that. I can. All right. Let's see what let's see if we can actually put. Let's see if I can put actually the money in there as well, just to see like. Yeah, that will work. But let's keep it like this first. So we have the pineapple melon. So that's the one. That's the first one. Also, let's make sure that this one is on a layer style on a drop shadow. And then the shadow is going to be like that. And it's going to be not even, it's going to be 20, 21 and then 8, I think, size. No. I think we don't need it. I don't think we need a shadow, actually. Or if 25% is actually better. Yeah, let's go for that. So we now have the pineapple, and then we need to get 2 more, and then it should be fine. But it's already time, so I will leave it here for now. And yep. Alright, one more time then. Jesus. Let's save it, and then let's save it like that, because we do want to make sure that we have the card order. That one. There we go. All right. I hope you'll have enjoyed for now. And thanks all for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, I want to wish you a lovely day, and